Hello everyone, it's me Krasimir Panayotov back in the YouTube channel, walking around Crimea. The dogs are barking. This is Russian territory right now, but it used to be in Ukraine. Never mind, it was amazing experience to be here, to see some rockets flying, and I'm in the end of my vacation, so soon I'm going back to St. Petersburg and I'm ready to put out the next forex analysis. So this is what I'm about to do this morning. We have amazing setups on the USD pairs, and we have also some secondary pairs as well. We have gold on critical support. We have the S&P, US 30, Nasdaq, all are preparing to fly. So let's see what we can milk out from this market, and let's see what we can do. And I wish you everything best, guys. So let's get started first with the Euro USD.
Hello again, guys, back on the YouTube channel with this weekly forex analysis, starting with the Euro USD. We are ready here to make some motherfucking money. And in this weekly forex analysis, guys, we are about to check the Euro USD first and gold and all the other fucking crazy pairs, because we have a lot of analysis this, and I'll make a little bit longer analysis so we can get prepared the best way for the next trading forex week. So I'm in the guest house, I'm guesting in the house of a friend of mine, this beautiful lady behind my back. So let's get started and let's make this money. First, Euro USD, as you can see, is on a great downtrend. Now I'm on the daily chart. You see we have had a nice flag pattern, which have completed its fall to the downside and found a little support around 1.000 and a little bit below that, this little green zone right here. So what we can expect this week from the market, my personal opinion about this chart, guys, is first a retest on this beautiful trend line. Of course, this can also not happen and price can continue rally down, but it would be interesting to look for sell opportunities from this area to the downside and creating a new lower low. So have in mind this when trading the USD, the Euro USD, and have in mind that on the weekly chart we are pretty bearish, so we have a very nice weekly engulfing candle, which can mean a strong push of the bulls, and that can continue even higher than the trend line. So the other scenario which I will give you is if we break through this trend line, we can actually go back to this weekly resistance, and you can see that on the daily chart like this. So here is the trend line, and if we break up, we have a nice area right here where it would be very nice to look for another short opportunities, at least for some retest of that very same downtrend line. And that is what I personally expect from the market. If, of course, the dollar get again back its trend, then we can see another lower low. But I personally expect a little bit more of push to the upside. And I will explain you why, guys, because in the US economy, there is also strong inflation and also insecurity. So you will see on many other charts against the dollar, we have a very nice bullish push, engulfing candles and stuff like this on the weekly chart. So we have had a very weak week for the dollar, meaning weakness on the dollar, and this you will find on any chart. For example, GBP USD weekly chart, we are currently on the weekly chart, and here I will show you something incredible, and this is this weekly support zone. I think I have spoken about this area in the previous videos and how I expect the market to fall down to retest this very same weekly support. So here we are. The last week price dropped, and this week it dropped a little bit more to actually test the support zone. What we can see is on Wednesday we have had this very beautiful pin bar candle, which says that there is a chance for a bullish reversal. And we observe the same thing on Friday when the price started rallying to the upside, and that is a beautiful thing. Now give me a second so I can continue. So on the 4-hour chart, what I have traded here was this bullish pattern, which is a reversal pattern. So we have two candles pattern. This is the red candle, the big red, and the big green candle. So when you see such a pattern, I will show you something similar above in the past. Okay, something like this. One bearish and one bullish with a relatively big size. Then you wait the next candle, the third candle, to close bullish. If that happens, and if it closes above the previous green candle, you have a reason to enter the bull run because of this railway pattern. So this is your railway pattern, and it usually goes bullish. Similar thing we can find here. This is even an engulfing candle, but let me see now. So what you need a second green candle to close above the 50% of the previous candle. So here we close nearly 99% of the size of the previous candle, so it's a very nice pattern. We wait for the next one to close bullish. So it went, I entered long positions, set stop loss below this support, and closed some of my trades at the previous resistance. Now on the retest here, the 1-hour chart, you can see that when price corrected nearly 38%, or here is the 38, here is the 50%, I entered a new longer position with a smaller lot size, just to be careful, because sometimes we can see a total reversal. And here I expect the market to continue a little bit up higher. On the daily chart you can see we have the bullish engulfing, and interesting here, especially on this pair, is this bearish channel. So you can see the channel is running very smoothly, and I expect a pullback at least to the border of the channel. You can see this is a very symmetrical channel. Let me delete these lines and create real parallel channel. So you can see this is a very parallel channel, and usually price respect these support and resistances. So now it's time for correction, in my opinion, and this is what I expect. If we manage to break this support and start closing candles below the weekly support, then we can expect another strong fall of the GBP, because many of the stop losses of the traders are set below this weekly support. So have in mind this when you're trading this beautiful pair. Now I will leave this channel here and continue to the next pair. Let's see the Euro CAD, and here is something interesting. Let's go back to the daily chart. As you can see, a nice downtrend, and we are pretty close to retest again this trend line. And if that happened, I will look here on the 4-hour chart or 1-hour chart for a sell signals, some candlesticks patterns, or maybe some triangles, head and shoulders, double top patterns for a bearish continuation. Or we can actually break this chart, create high, and then we'll have higher highs and higher lows. So when we get another correction, we can look for bullish opportunities and continue this new bullish trend. That is what I expect. For now, the price is pretty bearish. We have a very strong resistance here, so this should hold. If not, then we know what to do. Now let's move to the next pair, and this is the USD CAD. And as you can see here, the USD have lost some of its strength, which resulted in a correction for this market. Now we are currently maybe at the support zone, so if that gets respected, we can get another bullish move and another higher high if we continue the bullish trend. If not, if we continue to the downside, we have interesting level of resistance somewhere here, of support actually, and lately we can find a little more support around this area where is the trend line of this bullish channel. So here is your bullish channel. As you can see, it was pretty well respected in the past, so every time price tries to break this trend line, you can actually see it bounces off. When it tries to get close to the support line, it bounces back up. So this is what I expect on this pair. Now let's check something else, guys. Let's see USD JPY and how it's going. As you can see on the daily, we have reached the previous resistance zone. So 2 times in the past the price have bounced off these levels, and this is what can also happen this week if euro loses its strength against the dollar and the JPY. So if that happens, we can look for a correction to this little zone right here. So let's mark it up. Okay, it's not the best zone, or a little bit more of a downfall to this level of support, which is good. As you can see here, we have numerous amounts of consolidations and bounces, or we can actually fall all the way down to this W pattern, which happens very often when we have this overextended bullish move to the upside after a W pattern. Never mind if you don't know these patterns, guys, just have in mind those things that are common with your strategy. For example, this bearish engulfing, which says that price may actually respect this level of resistance. If that doesn't happen, look what we have on the monthly chart, and here are some two levels on the weekly. First is this one, which is still not reached this resistance, and then the next resistance, the ultimate high on the chart. When we go to weekly, we can see that if we break this resistance, we can wait for a pullback, and then we can look for a bullish continuation to the ultimate monthly high. And that is how I would trade if the euro continue bullish. You can see a very strong bullish wick closing with a body above the previous bodies here, so this can actually continue the bullish rally. On USD JPY, we can see also fall on the 1 hour, 4 hour chart and the daily. So we have a fair bearish engulfing pattern, and as you can see, after such engulfing pattern, usually price continue to the downside. Here we don't see that. Here we see that continuation to the downside. Here we don't have such pattern, but here we have engulfing bearish pattern, and price after a little bit of retest of the previous resistance continues to the downside. Not every time this will happen. The best way how to trade this is if they are found on resistance area, but in this case we don't have such, so we can't rely too much on bearish setups here, and probably after some consolidation price will continue go bullish with the current trend. Actually, this is what I see. I just trade what I see and I just try to see what I trade. Okay guys, for the next chart we are going to need a little bit cheering up. So let's cheer this out and let's check the GBP JPY. A beautiful, very interesting pair to trade. And what we actually have on the weekly chart is super massive bullish candle, which may be a sign for another bullish continuation. So we have a little bit of resistance right here, pretty much actually, and we need to see if the price can actually break this resistance and continue bullish, or we will have some sort of correction first, or maybe continue some sort of a, maybe we can make some sort of a triangle pattern or something like this, which lately can end up with or a bullish rally or a bearish rally to the downside. How we trade the triangle pattern? We usually take the size of the whole triangle and apply it after a bearish breakout. So if the price breaks from here, we can expect nearly such a nice move to the downside. And this would be easy to trade because here you have some support zone where we can take our profit, and we have also a little bit of support here, so we can amass pretty nice amount of pips to the upside. Is also usually this is continuational pattern, so if the triangle breaks bullish, we can continue nearly that much of a bullish continuation. Now let's switch to some other chart. First, let's check the daily chart on the GBP JPY and see what we actually have on the daily. We have, let's see, let's count them. 1, 2. This maybe can be counted for 4, 5, 6 waves. It usually breaks on the 6th wave, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. And if we find support here on the 6th wave, we can break, but we don't trade until we break out from the triangle pattern. And this is interesting setup, so I will actually prepare such a markup for my trading so I can know what actually to expect. Not the best triangle pattern, but still can do the job. Now let's see also some other currencies. We have AUD USD, and here, as you can see, massive bullish engulfing candle, saying that a lot of buyers have stepped into the market. Here we also have a retest of a broken trend, not one of the best trend because we only have 1, maybe 2, 3 touches. Usually the best trends are when you have more than few touches. For example, in this mini trend we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches and bounces off, so this is a much better trend. But here you go guys, so what do you see? We see a bearish market, level of support, and a bullish signal. So probably after some consolidation to the right, we will see a continuation to the previous resistance, which is somewhere here, these previous highs. And this is what I expect from this market. It will be very hard the price to reverse and to create a lower low, but sometimes such thing happens. Also you have something like a mini resistance here, not that strong like the upper one, but still can actually act as a zone where the sellers can step in. So let's switch now to some other markets, guys. Let's see what we have on the AUD CAD, and here I have some interesting positions. Actually it was a sell trade, so we have the head and shoulders pattern, which is a reversal pattern. So we have a bullish trend and reversal, not the best reversal pattern. I prefer the chart the trend before the pattern to be a little bit longer. So if, for example, the trend was looking like this, a little longer, you know, that would be a better reversal setup. So in this case, we have a much shorter trend, but yet we are on a bearish market. As you can see when we zoom out, we are on a bearish market. So this setup for me is pretty good. So I started selling when the price dropped and closed below the neckline. Here is our neckline, and started adding position when the price started correcting to the upside. So on the 4-hour chart, you can see that here and lately when we have in Friday when we made this bullish move. Now this trade can actually fail, but another good thing is that the price stopped between the 50 and the 60 and the 61% zone of the Fibonacci retracement. So this can be just a correction for another bearish move, and who likes such setups, they still can enter this trade at the retest of the neckline, because in 61% of the cases, this is another statistics, we see such a retest happening. And if I go lucky, we can ride all the way down to this previous support area, and here are my take profit targets. If not, we will end up with small losses when the price breaks. Wait a minute. Well, when price breaks this resistance. So here I expect a bearish continuation, but with this super bullish daily candle, we don't know what actually to expect. We may end up with a small loss. Now let's move to the next market. And now guys, let's stop with the bullshit and the secondary pairs. Let's attack gold and see what we actually have there and how we can profit on this. Now here guys, I see a nice cheap entry for a long position. So as you can see, I have prepared few small trades, and because we're at this weekly support area, and because on the weekly we have this spinner bottom candlestick, and because we may make a double bottom pattern here, and because we have broken a daily trend, let me show you, looking like this, I expect we to have a bullish run here. So here are my buying positions. I also have bought here, made some profit, closed. And now I have opened smaller profits. I expect a continuation first to this resistance. This would be this 0.4 lot size trade. And I will close probably somewhere here. For the other trades, I have another two targets on the daily chart. Here would be the first super strong resistance. If we reach that, I will get one of the profits. The next profit will be if we break this resistance and we have a continuation to the upside. Then we will have this double bottom pattern, okay? And if we have the double bottom pattern, we can expect a continuation to the upside as usual. And here we also have a small, actually significant resistance. So here is where we can actually take profits. I can even lower my take profit to somewhere here. That would be nice. But now market is closed, so I can't do this. But anyways, guys, this is my setup. Of course, if we go losing and if we break this previous support, then we will end up with a small loss, which is okay. Let's move a little bit, let's zoom out and see how the chart has started this huge consolidation. So when you have such a rectangle, you usually expect bounces from the lows and then takedowns from the highs. And this is what I trade here. Let's see how this will work. If the inflation problems are going to continue, then we can expect another bullish rally of gold, and we can also start chasing these previous ultimate highs, the 2070 zone area. And now for the last, let's see the S&P 500. For a bullish scenario, I will show you what I mean. On the daily chart, we have had 3 strong bullish days, and there is a pattern called 3 white soldiers, which requires us 3 strong bullish candles to the upside. Now, this is not the strongest one, but as you can see, all these 3 candles are much bigger than the previous one, so this can be read as a 3 white soldiers. Also here you have a nice support area which got respected. I actually believe I have traded this pair and took some scalp bullish trades. So let's see what we have. Okay, on the weekly we have also a bullish engulfing candle, which can be a sign of a reversal and a bullish run. So if that happens, we can go long at least for this resistance right here. And if the things are going good, we can even continue to chase the ultimate highs right here and maybe create a higher high after a few months. And this is an interesting setup. For the bears, you can see that we are currently still in a bearish trend. So it's possible we also to respect some of the previous resistances and start falling again to the downside, maybe create some descending triangle pattern and finally break again bearish. This is if we have the worldwide recession scenario. If that doesn't happen, if we continue bullish with the buyers, we will just chase the previous highs and we'll create new higher highs. The same thing on US 30, you can see a bullish week, engulfing pattern, and also this bearish looking chart,
You know what it is.
with an opportunity for recovery for the investors. Okay guys, that is all from me for today. I hope you liked this video. If you're new to the channel, you can click the subscribe button. If you have any questions or any suggestions, you can contact me in my Facebook profile, or you can just type in the comment sections. It has been a pleasure to be here with you after 1 week of pause. So wish you everything best, guys. Successful trading, kill these markets, prepare your setups. A lot of money are going to be made in September when the investors come back from their vacations and start chasing the money gain once again. So peace, stay sharp, stay straight, and let's kill this market, guys. It's time to get the money back in our pockets. Peace.